Hey, what's up? Today we're going to continue with factorizing. And just recapping, with factorizing, they have different methods. Our first method is called the HCF method, which I thought you all already, where you're looking for what the terms have most in common, and you put it outside the brackets. And then what they don't have in common goes inside the brackets. Secondly, we have a grouping method, and that is for if there are four terms. We went through a lot of those already. Now we have the third method called the difference between two squares. So here's it. Factorizing by the difference between two squares. If you want to factorize using this method, you need to memorize this formula. A squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b in brackets, then a minus b in brackets. Let's look at the pattern here. We have something squared, take away another something squared. You get the two somethings added, and then the two somethings take away. So let me just explain that there. Something squared, take away something else squared is equal to the two things not squared, they're not squared anymore, added in brackets, then the difference, meaning take away, the difference of the two things not squared in brackets. Okay, so you got the formula with symbols, and here it is explained in language arts style English. So now we'll go through an example just now. Okay, here's the example. Right. That's okay. Example. If you get a question saying factorize 25x squared, take away 9y squared. Do they have anything in common that could be divided? 25 and 9? No, they both can't be divided by 2. Can they be divided by 3? This could, but not that. So they can't both be divided by 3. Can they be divided by 4? Nope. By 5? This could be divided by 5, but not this. There's no number that both terms could be divided by. What about letters? Do they have any letters in common? X squared, y squared. They don't seem to have anything in common. This term and that term, there's nothing in common that can be put outside the brackets. So we can't use the HCF method. But as soon as you see squared, take away squared, that should point you in the direction of the formula. A squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b in brackets, a minus b in brackets. So we're going to use this formula here. And this is how it goes. Something squared, take away something else squared. However, we need to turn all the numbers that we have into something squared. So look at 25. 25 will change to 5 squared. And 9 is 3 squared. So now we change the entire term into things that are squared. We change the entire term into things that are squared. Numbers that are squared and letters that are squared. Now that we have squared stuff, take away other squared stuff. You can use the formula, which is remove the little 2's on the top and just add them. So it will be the 5x add 3y. Look at it here. 5x add 3y, because we're leaving out the squared symbol. Put that in brackets and then go again and write the 5x, but now put a minus sign. 5x minus 3y in brackets. That's what the formula says to do. You remove the squared symbols across here and you just add them and you take away. So here we go. That's the answer right there. You're done the sum. All you have to do is change everything to squared numbers, squared letters, and then apply the formula. and just write it out here. Easy. So if I was to give you marks for it, I'll give you a mark for this step, and then I'll give you a mark for this step. 2 marks. Here we go with another example. Example 2. 4m squared take away 49n squared. The numbers have nothing in common that they both can be divided by anything. The letters don't have any letters in common. However, we're now going to try and make everything squared. Can this be turned into everything squared? The number 2. The number 4 can be turned into 2 squared. So now 4m squared is 2 squared m squared. And 49 could also be turned into a squared number. 7 squared. 7 squared n squared. Now that we have numbers and letters squared and a takeaway between them, we can apply the formula. Just remove the 2's and you write it out. 2m add 7n. 2m add 7n. And then 2m take away 7n. Okay. Now if you had this written first and this written second, it would look like this. 2m minus 7 in brackets first, and then the second brackets would be 2m plus 7. And that is totally allowed. It's kind of like 2 butt cheeks, a left cheek and a right cheek, and if you exchange the butt cheeks, it still is correct. So I just always start off with plus and then minus, but if you go wrong side, not a problem, it is still correct. And there's one last sum I need to show you all. Okay, let's look at this one. 36y squared minus 1. They have 2 terms. They have nothing in common that we can underline or take out like in the HCF method. But we do have something squared and a takeaway. So we're going to try and use this third method. Okay, let's see what this will turn into. 36 can turn into what number squared? A 6 squared is 36. So that 36 turns to 6 squared. The y squared comes down. So that handles the first term. Bring down the minus sign. What we're going to do with 1? We need to have something squared. Alright, so here's a little question. I'm going to write it in a different color. How much is 1 times 1 equal to? 1 times 1 is equal to 1. And what is 1 squared equal to? 1 squared is equal to 1 times 1. And 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So you see this 1 here? I'm going to replace that 1 with something that is the same value, which is 1 squared. And 1 squared is 1. So that's the trick to doing this. The trick is replace 1 with 1 squared. That's the trick to getting out the sum. Make sure and copy that down so you don't forget it. Once you do that, then you can use the formula. 6y add 1 in brackets. Then 6y take away 1 in brackets. And you're done. That's it. You get a marker for this step and a mark for that step. Okay, so that's it. Now that you have these, make sure and play the video over. Pause it where you need to. Copy out everything. Make sure you understand it. Ask me any questions. Message me if you're having any problems. You have your homework already posted up. Attempt all questions which is in your homework posted up in posts. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.